All right, let's talk about the Grand Legacy at the park. It's a hotel that is, and I mean this literally, right across the street from Disneyland. If you're planning a trip, you've probably seen this one pop up. So the real question is, what are people actually saying about it? We dug through over 1,700 reviews to find out.
So right off the bat, the overall score is a 4.2 out of 5. On TripAdvisor, that's good. And look, that's from over 1,700 people, so it's not a fluke. That's a really solid sample size. But as always, that big number never tells the whole story, does it? The really juicy stuff is in the details.
Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. Look at that top number. Location, a 4.9. I mean, that's basically a perfect score. It's clearly what everyone loves. But then, your eyes drift down to the very bottom of the list. Sleep quality, a 4.1. That gap, from the top to the bottom, that right there tells you pretty much everything you need to know about this hotel.
Let's just be super clear about this. The reviews are overwhelming on this point. People book this hotel for one reason above all else. You can't get much closer to the park entrance. You're not paying for luxury here. You are paying for pure, unadulterated convenience.
And if you need proof of that convenience, here it is. A walk score of 97 out of 100. That's huge. It means you can easily walk to the parks, to restaurants like Denny's or IHOP, to CVS for supplies, you name it. You basically park your car and forget about it for the rest of your trip. No shuttles, no long, tired walks at the end of the night.
And this quote right here, it just sums up what you see in review after review. A 5-minute walk. Think about that. When the kids are having a meltdown midday, or after the fireworks when you can barely stand, being just 5 minutes from your bed is, for many families, an absolute game changer. This is the hotel's superpower.
Okay, so location, A+, gold star, no question. But what's it like when you actually step inside the room? Well, this is where the story gets a whole lot more complicated.
Now, on the one hand, you've got plenty of guests who say it's totally fine. You know, the beds are comfortable, the price feels fair for how close you are, and things are clean enough. For a lot of people, it checks all the essential boxes.
But then there's the other side of the coin. Remember that low sleep quality score? Well, here's why. The word you see over and over and over again is noisy. And the main culprit seems to be these older wall-mounted air conditioning units. As this guest points out, they're so loud you can even hear the units in other people's rooms kicking on.
So okay, a loud AC unit, maybe you can deal with that. But as we dug deeper into the reviews, we found some that went beyond just noise. We're talking about more serious issues that could be genuine deal breakers for some folks, especially families.
And this one was really tough to read. A family reported a pretty awful experience. They said they found a large cockroach in their room, and when they told management, they felt completely dismissed. But even worse, they said the baby crib provided was unsafe, with a mattress that was thin and didn't fit properly. For any parent, that's just a terrifying thought.
All right, let's take a quick breather here. We're about to check out the hotel's amenities, which is a big part of the experience. But first, if you're finding this deep dive helpful for your own travel planning, do me a favor and hit that subscribe and like button. It really helps us create more of these explainers to help you out. Okay, so moving away from the rooms for a second, what else does the Grand Legacy have going for it? What are the perks you get on the property itself?
And they've actually got a pretty solid list of amenities. There's a heated pool and a splash zone for the kids, which is fantastic. It's also home to the Fifth, which is Anaheim's only rooftop bar. You can get some incredible views of the park and watch the fireworks from up there. Plus, for easy food options, you've got pizza, donuts, and boba right there, not to mention a convenience store out front.
So that brings us to the big question, the one that really matters. After sifting through all of this, the good, the bad, and the really noisy, should you book a room here?
It really all comes down to what you care about most. It seems like you should go for it if you're a heavy sleeper, if location and a decent price are your absolute top priorities, and if you're just planning to use the room to sleep and shower. But you should probably stay away if you're a light sleeper, if you're traveling with a baby, especially given that crib story, or if you're someone who is really sensitive to cleanliness issues.
So in the end, your whole decision boils down to this one question. You're getting an A+, unbeatable location, but you might be trading away a good night's sleep, and you're accepting the risk of a dated room with some potential problems. Is that trade-off worth it for you? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next explainer.